I want to make sure that I get to the whole reason. Why is a fancy man like yourself out here in Los Angeles? You working on something? What's going on?
Well, thanks, Bill. My Vice show is coming on, and I just had to come out and plug it. It's hard to plug shit.
Oh, it isn't. That's great, dude. Tell me about the show.
I'm happy about it to do it. Like it's just an interview show. So I talk to. I do a monologue. I mean, I feel ashamed whenever I explain things that are good. I don't know. It's that whatever makes me a comic is that fucking shame thing. Colin described it as shame spiraling. It's hosting a talk show, and I always wanted to do it. So I hosted. I did 4 episodes, and you do a monologue, a sketch.
You're hosting a talk show?
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm happy, man. It's my first guests were Tyson and Dana White together, and it was awesome. And it was like a really good interview, and I was like, wow, man, that went well.
I've never seen, and I mean this in a good way, I've never seen him give a guy like you a talk show.
They don't.
That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, because usually it's, they're usually telling, if you're doing a talk show, hey, Jim, kind of tone it down a little. So what channel is it on?
It's on Vice.com. It's online, which is kind of where I wanted it.
Now, can you curse and stuff?
Do whatever you want. Total content freedom.
Oh
I had
God.
total content freedom. Bailey J is my co-host, and she's kind of like my announcer. Do you know Bailey?
Yeah,
lovely girl. And so I think it turned. That was Bobby's suggestion. It's like, dude, you got to get Bailey involved, and I think it's. Oh,
funny. Bailey J. Okay. Who the fuck was I thinking of?
I interviewed. I interviewed Freeway Rick. You know who the drug dealer, the ex-drug dealer. He's the guy Rick Ross took his name from.
Oh, that sounds like a '70s black guy nickname.
It is.
It is.
He did 20 years. Yeah, he did, and he was a big dealer in the '80s. He was like with the Iran-Contra scandal. Like he was buying. The guy he was getting his drugs from was funneling money to the Contras. And then, Rick went to jail he got life without parole, but he's out now on a technicality because it was like a 3 strikes thing or whatever, but they charged him twice.
So
for the same
who
thing.
optioned the rights for this fucking great movie?
Somebody's
got to own him.
No one. Michael K. Williams is playing him in something. There's the reporter who broke his story is being played by Jeremy Renner, and I think the reporter committed suicide because people laughed at him. The whole Iran-Contra thing and the drug connection and the CIA putting money in the black neighborhoods. We had T.I.
And wait a minute, they laughed at him? So
reporters back then, they didn't think he was right. Like, I think when he was talking about the government, the CIA allowing drugs into these ghetto neighborhoods.
How bad did they laugh at him? He must have been getting fucking...
Yeah, he probably expected a Pulitzer. They were like,
Were they hanging him from his press undies every day from the typewriter?
Yeah.
They keep picking on me, man. I can't take it. I swear to God, there's a connection.
They're letting the drugs come in. I fucking feel it. Yeah, and then he wound up blowing his brains out by being proven right. We thought T.I. was on a week before I interviewed Rick Ross, and we were like, it sounded kind of paranoid.
Dude, those are great guests.
Well, T.I. was on Opie and Anthony, not on
whatever.
But he was talking about the drugs in the black neighborhoods. Like, I don't know. It sounded a little bit conspiracy. And then Rick Ross did the same thing. I'm like, fuck, man, T.I. was right. Like, I've heard it from too many different sources that the CIA apologized. It was really interesting. So he was a good interview, and then I did a couple of comedians. And, hopefully we'll do more.
No, dude, you got to... When's this coming out?
This Wednesday, July 23rd.
And how does I can't say what time. Like, I guess when are they going to upload it?
I don't know. I'll just Twitter it. I'm not sure. It's like I don't know how this one works. Like I'm used to doing promotion for stuff. Like I know exactly what day it's on. I know exactly what time it's on.
Right.
The first episode's being released in 2 parts because it's it's like a 45-minute interview plus 20 other minutes of content. So it's like one day and then the next day and then they can watch the whole thing.
Dude, that sounds like a great guess. And then, sidekick, nobody has anybody like Bailey J. That's great. And then usually a guy like you doesn't get you guys. You're usually the guy where they're like, all right, just tone it down. So to see a real, I can't say I don't want to insult anybody, but like somebody my taste actually going out, doing a monologue and that type of stuff that you're going to pick on. That's fucking awesome, man.
It felt so nice to not have to tone it down. Because in one of the episodes, I just did a bunch of Sterling stuff, which I've been doing on stage. But it's like, how long is that going to be, good for?
Right.
And
he was a fun one.
Oh my God! I hope he lives forever.
I hope with my angle on it still, because my special's coming out, and I was able to turn that into something. Like I'm hoping the point that I'm making is still relevant.
Yeah.
Like you said, Wednesday, July 23rd. What's the website?
Vice.com. It'll be easy to find.
Vice.com. Check out Jim Norton's new show called
The Jim Norton Show.
Oh, Jesus, that's clever.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, go fuck yourselves. I'll see you on Monday.